Rams are 4-9 after a 42-14 loss to the Atlanta Falcons with Bill Plaschke. I'm Lindsay Theory for the Los Angeles Times. Bill, long gone is the hope of a winning season. They can't even finish with a wash at 8-8, 7-9, and what a disappointment for Rams fans who waited for this long return to Los Angeles.
The perfect homecoming has gone completely to hell, Lindsay. It's over with now. The honeymoon's way over. Their return here is an embarrassment. They need to make changes, and they need to make them now. They've been dancing around this idea for several weeks. Jeff Fisher, the head coach, got to go. Leslie, the general manager, he's got to go. They need a new general manager, a new coach. They need a new vision. This team out here laid such an egg, down 42-0. Fans are booing. They've lost L.A. They have lost the fans of L.A. only 3 months into the season. They need to make a change. I say make it before the end of the year because they got to come back here on Christmas Eve and January 1st and play the last two home games. Nobody's going to show up. People are going to season ticket sales for next year are going to plummet. Again, LA doesn't accept what's going on right now, and it is a mess. Jared Goff's not getting any better. Todd Gurley's a disaster. The defense is not showing up. The Falcons didn't have their two most explosive offensive players, and they still got 42 points, plus 4 touchdowns off Ram turnovers. It couldn't have been any worse today. It can't get any worse. They have to make changes, or it's not going to get any better.
3 eggs. It was against New Orleans, the Patriots, and then here against the Falcons. Going forward, why does the change need to happen now? Why can't they wait until after the season?
I just think you need not to end this season with fans walking out on you. You need to also give you a head start on finding the bright young minds who can lead this coach like LA deserves and the kind of team that LA deserves. Jeff Fisher today, by the way, equals now. He's equaled for the losingest coach in NFL history. The team has not had a winning season now. Will not have one in 10 years. This ain't St. Louis. We don't put up with this here. Not that St. Louis did, but LA certainly will turn their backs on this team. They've already turned their backs on the team. Look at the stand. It's got to happen now.
Todd Gurley's been somewhat optimistic about this offense getting going today. It took a real turn. He called it a middle school offense. When further questioned, he said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So the locker room is starting to bleed out onto the field. These players aren't happy.
This is Todd Gurley, who never says anything, never rips anybody. He's going up. I just talked to William Hayes in there. He gave an interview on television that was so profane. I don't know how they can use any of it. They're all upset at themselves. They're blaming themselves. They're saying they can't. Or Roger Saffold says, we're not losing games, we're giving games away. They're basically, we're getting beat. We're not letting teams beat us, we're getting ourselves beat. What does that tell you? That tells you it's in the leadership, it's in the personnel, it's in the whole heart and soul of this team. It needs to be gutted out and start from scratch. It needs to happen soon.
What else needs to happen soon is they've got to figure out how to go to Seattle and play the Seahawks on Thursday night. So once again, they're guaranteed at least a 7-9 season unless they play remarkably better. It could be a lot worse than that.
I don't see how it can be any worse than what it is now. And again, the Rams, they're smart. The front office is, the people who own this team, Stan Kroenke is smart, Kevin Demoff is smart. They know what they got to do. They got to make changes. They got to tell LA it's not going to continue like this, like it has continued for the last 10 years.
That'll do it for us from the Coliseum. Bill Plaschke, I'm Lindsay Theory for the Los Angeles Times.